What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon NBA DFS video. It is Friday. It is November 24th. It is Black Friday. And hopefully you guys had a safe and enjoyable Thanksgiving. Hopefully you relaxed. If you had to work, hopefully you had a good time at work, if that's possible. But now we're back. It's Friday. We've got an 8-game slate. It starts 30 minutes later than normal. So we've got, whether or not that's going to matter, we don't know. But we want to bring you what we've got. So if you've never been here before, we do it a little bit different. So we go through, and anytime there's at least 5 games on the slate, we give you 3 top, 3 mid, and 3 value picks at each position. Those are on this sheet. So those are part of the premium content. These are part of our projections, which we have on the website, which if you go here, and if a big shout out to everyone who does it, but if you haven't, in the description of this video is today's article, which is what we see on the screen. It would be awesome if you click it just so we can see the views that go there. Again, ads help, so clicking on the ads definitely helps. Signing up for FTA Plus help. It all helps. So with NBA, we do have our simulation models. We're not running them yet. This is so. Luckily, since we didn't have any games on Thursday, we could get our projections out for Friday early. The simulations are not out yet. So that'll be out probably by mid-morning, depending on when you watch this video. It might already be out. On top of that, we have the minutes played, which is just every single team, every player that's played on those throughout the year, every game this year. That'll be updated. Get the fantasy points allowed by position. The Vegas odds aren't out yet, so we don't have all of them out yet, and I didn't want to just put some out there, but these will be updated as well. Our top plays go Fanduel and DraftKings, top plays via DVP, and top plays via implied team total once all of the Vegas numbers are out there. So those are not updated yet, but they will be. We've got our player projections, which we do have our player projections fully out there, so go check that out. We have our chalk, so if you play cash games, it shows the ownership percentage. So obviously, you want to kind of stay within those parameters. If you play tournaments, then we kind of flip the switch a little bit, and you want to obviously get the players that are projected lower ownership but higher fantasy points. So we've got those on there. We obviously have our cheat sheet as well, which includes optimal lineups, and then we have some NBA bets if we feel confident about NBA bets. We went 3-0 on Wednesday. Thursday for NFL bets, we dominated. We had a really good Thursday for DFS and sports betting. So, that being said, we are going to get into this. We've got 8 games, like we said, and we're going to give you 3 top, 3 mid, and 3 value picks at each position. Now, there are players that are questionable. We're waiting on news throughout, the overnight and throughout the day to see if they're going to be in or out. If those players are out, then value picks will open up and they'll start moving. So these value plays could change a little bit, just depending on, players that are currently questionable, leaning one way or another. Then we'll have a little bit better idea of the value plays that come into play. So these are initial rankings. We obviously know this. These will change a little bit, so that's why I tell you, watch the video, but throughout the day, monitor the cheat sheet, monitor the projections to see what, if anything, has changed. So, looking at point guard, we've got Tyrese Halliburton. We're right around 51 fantasy points. Steph Curry at 44. Damian Lillard, 43. Our mid-tier point guard picks right now, we've got James Harden at 37, Cade Cunningham, 36, and Chris Paul, 35, as long as he doesn't get ejected again. And then your value picks, Mike Conley at 26, Dennis Schroeder 26, and Russell Westbrook right around 24. It's kind of crazy if you've played DFS for a while, just to kind of see Westbrook anything lower than 50 fantasy points. It's just obviously the end of an era, kind of feeling that. So and whether or not you play or watch basketball, you kind of know that Westbrook every single day was ready for a double-double, triple. I mean, he had triple-doubles, he had fantasy points, and now he's he's the bench player. He's playing X amount of minutes. So it's just kind of bittersweet. Moving to shooting guard, we got Anthony Edwards at 42 fantasy points, Paul George at 41, Jordan Poole at 31. Mid-tier, Oscar Thompson 30, Herbert Jones 28, Klay Thompson 27, and then some value picks at shooting guard. We've got Kevin Huerter at 24, Duncan Robinson 24, and Malik Monk at 24. Moving to the small forward. Before we get to the small forward, if you've been wondering, if you go to FTA Plus, so FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, at the top of the page, FTA Plus, for $24.99 a month, you can get a monthly package. But there's a couple of ways. We have our Black Friday deal. If you click on that and you use the promo code Black Friday, you're going to get it the first month for $12. That's however much cents per day for the 1 month from today. And that includes NBA, NFL, PGA that's left, and NFL. So a month of all of the current sports that we do offer. So definitely check that out. But another way to do it, like the video and be a subscriber. If any of our videos get at least 50 likes, you leave a comment, you are a subscriber, you have a chance to win a free week of DFS content. Any video that gets 100 likes, you have a chance to win a free month of DFS content. You got to leave a comment, though. That's how the random comment picker will pick it up. Anytime a video gets 125 likes, you have a chance to win a free year. And any of our videos that get 150 or more likes, leave a comment. You are a YouTube subscriber. You have a chance to win a lifetime pass. So, back to the regular scheduled programming. We are small forward here. We got Jimmy Butler at 40 fantasy points. We got Scotty Barnes 40. We got Kyle Kuzma at 39. Mid-tier picks for small forward. We got Kawhi Leonard 38, DeMar DeRozan 37, and Keldon Johnson 34. And our value picks at small forward: RJ Barrett 27, Chris Middleton 27, and OG Anunoby at 27 fantasy points. Moving to this power forward, we've got Giannis at 55, Sabonis at 48, Karl Anthony Towns 43. Mid-tier picks, we got Zion Williamson 39, Pascal Siakam at 38, Zach Collins 33, and then our value picks right now: Andrew Wiggins 25, Jeremy Sokin at 24, and Dario Saric at 24 fantasy points as well. Finally, center position: Nikola Jokic at 60 fantasy points, Victor Wembanyama at 40, Alperen Sengun at 40. Mid-tier, we've got Miles Turner 33, Brook Lopez 33, Jakob Poeltl 30. And then value picks, we've got center position: Isaiah Stewart 28, Kevin Looney 27, and Daniel Gafford at 27 fantasy points. So projection-wise, Jokic, he's not always going to get you a triple-double, but he will a lot. Game logs, obviously, had a couple of bad games, got ejected here. Wednesday, played 36 minutes, had 78.75. Now, obviously, we're not going to project out 78.75, but if you look, he has multiple 70-plus games. 80 game as well. He's going up against Denver, or he's going up against Houston. And if you look here, Houston against the center position, we can kind of just see if we come down here. They're giving up an average of only 51.7 fantasy points. They actually are pretty good. They rank 12 out of 30. But the thing is, Jokic, the only way he is not matchup proof is if he gets thrown out of a game, if he gets ejected. So I really like his odds here. So that being said, those are just some of the projections, just some of the picks. These will update throughout the day. They will change a little bit when we get some more news out, when we see the over-unders, when we see the implied team totals as well. So definitely check it out. This article is down below here. If you wanted to get a little bit like start of a build of a lineup, kind of our thought process. So, and people have liked this. If you guys don't want to see this at the end of the video, let us know and we won't do it. But the kind of the target to see, if you're playing cash games, you're looking for at least 6 times value. So in that case, the problem with that is 6 times value of 12.9 is 77.4, which he hits. He does hit. 7 times value is 90. So what you're kind of looking at is, if you're playing cash, you got your target for each player is 6 times value. 6.5 times value. Now, it's kind of, depending on if you pay it for Giannis or pay it for Jokic, it's going to be difficult to, get 6.5, 7 times value from every single player. But you will have those players that the value will open up. They will, get, let's see, like, for instance, this might be one of my favorite plays of the day. That's why it's the picture of the video in the article. Game log wise, he was 5,200. He scored 50. So almost 10 times value. So you're getting him at 5,500, 6 times value, 7 times value, 8 times value. If he hits that, because he's in a great matchup here, 17th against Detroit, that's where you can open up and pay for a bigger guy. And then he can get, 6 times, 5 times value, because your other dude, Buddy Hield, let's say, for instance, gets 10 times value. So cash games, you're looking for 6, 6.5 times value. Tournaments, you're looking for 7, 7.5 times value. So that's kind of the mindset you need when you're building your lineup. So looking at this, I'm going to put Hield in there. I like him in this matchup. I like what he brings to the table, as long as he can get the minutes. So then, just depending on how you want. So if you want to look at like point guard, we can look at our point guard projections. You can see, you're paying up here, other places. If you want to come to here, this is another tool to use, but you can sort it. DraftKings, Fanduel, depending on which site you're on. So you see the Spurs, the Wizards, and the Grizzlies all give up the most amount. Spurs, San Antonio Spurs are not. Yes, they are. So Golden State. So it'd be, Steph Curry, but his price is 9,700, and he's not been hitting much value here. For whatever reason, just been playing like, it just doesn't seem like the same Steph Curry, the same Golden State powerhouse. We're on the back end of it. So obviously Curry being in there, he is expensive. Chris Paul's another one, 7,200. He's a little bit more manageable, but he got ejected here, so that's not against him. But if you look at this, he played half of his normal minutes basically. 34 is what we're looking at. 47 is perfect, 43 is perfect. So Chris Paul's in a great spot. I would like him, and I'm assuming that's not bad. The minutes are there, but again, probably played because Chris Paul got ejected there. So I'm looking at Chris Paul. I think I'm going to pay for him instead of Curry, just because of the price difference. So you could look at that. Then we can look at small shooting guard here. Or no, we've already got shooting guard. We want small forward. So come through here. And now this is not the only way to build a lineup, everybody. So people have asked me that. This is like if you make multiple lineups, go different ways. You're going to find people that open up value. You're going to find other players that open different doors. This is just one of those doors that we are using when we build. So we make multiple lineups. This is just kind of a part of it. If you want to see the rest of them, on our cheat sheet, we have a ton of plays, cash plays and tournament plays for each position. On top of that, we have leverage plays. On top of that, we have players where we're projecting at least 7 times value to go on that sheet as well. So we've got a lot of tools over there. We also have DraftKings tiers if you guys play DraftKings tiers. So you can see, so small forward, we got Utah, Washington, and Sacramento. So Utah, Washington, and Sacramento. Utah is not playing. We've got Milwaukee playing Washington and Sacramento, so Minnesota. So you can kind of look at the small forward. You can kind of see that maybe you don't want to pay up for Anthony Edwards because overall, Sacramento's good against the position that he's going to be in. You got Chris Middleton. You got Kyle Anderson. Cheaper options. So you look at Middleton, game log wise. He's playing 30, right around 30 minutes. He's getting 30 plus fantasy points. He's in a great spot. I would lock him in there. So just a thought there. And then power forward. We'll go power forward. Hawks, Bulls, Hornets. Atlanta. Hawks, Bulls, Chicago. So Toronto. So depending. You got Sycam, who could be both power forward or center, which is good for you. Boucher. however you want to pronounce it. The minutes aren't there. That's the problem. He's 3,700, which is great. Oh, well, I'm going to save some money. He's playing 18 minutes, not getting the points. So he's had some points here. He has had his, this could be a cheap tournament option. Again, if you're making multiple lineups at 3,700, if he plays 18 to 20 minutes and he gets you, 28.5, that's perfect, because right there, 3,700 times 7 is 25.9. So he would already get it. So again, about 8 times value. So he would be one. If you put him in there and then you're still averaging, which is great. You could still average like 7,000. Now I'm not confident in this pick. I'm not confident that he would be in a good spot. Obviously, Sycam is here. We know that game log wise, getting 57, his last one in 38 minutes, 31, 43, 36. We kind of know that he's going to get up there. He's 8,200. So that's kind of what you could look at. If you do want to get a little bit crazy, I don't mind this pick as long as the minutes are there. He's got to get more than 10 minutes, so that's the problem. So monitor throughout the day, see the trends that go. If anything is noticed, we can look at that. Then we get to the center position. Center. We look at this. Dallas, Indy, and Portland give up the 3 most. So Dallas, Indy, and Portland. I don't believe Dallas is playing. Yeah, Dallas isn't playing. Indy is playing, so that's Detroit. So then which Detroit big is going to play? Is it going to be Jalen Duran? Game log. The problem is his past 2 games have not been good. 6,600, he is in a good spot. You could look at Isaiah Stewart. Game log wise, I kind of like him a little bit more. So that's 5,500. If you build a lineup like this, you can still average 7,500 for each position. So if you want to just kind of go through, you can see, 7,500 brings us right about Levine and down, or Jordan Poole at 6,800, getting, 40 fantasy points. I don't mind him. A Jordan Poole makes sense. A forward position here, you've then got 7,800 to deal with, which gives you a lot. And you don't have to average it out. You could look at Kawhi, you could look at Pascal, and we already looked at him, he's 8,200. Then that opens up a ton at 7,400 and below. You got Miles Turner against Detroit. What's Detroit giving up? Detroit right here giving up almost 60 fantasy points. So Miles Turner, and he's getting 33, 31. The minutes are there a little bit here. But it just depends on, he's going to get, the blocks are there. The rebounds are there. The points have been pretty good. Fantasy points wise, okay, 7,200, okay. You go Michael Porter against Houston. You could look at him. You could open it up to Rudy Gobert, game log wise. Not bad, not the best. But just a way to build a lineup through. Oscar Thompson, we could look at him, 20, depends on where you want to go. Levine, if he's in, he is questionable. So he didn't play Wednesdays. And again, we haven't heard anything, so that's kind of something to monitor. But yeah, so you can just go different ways here. If you want to go Zach Collins, you can see the numbers here, his price. The minutes are there. It's something. So something like that. Like a lineup like that, I'm okay with. Again, I'm not saying this is what I'm going with. But we just want to give you other options. So if you have other options, always look at them. Build your lineup. You can do it this way. You can look at projections. You can look at other things that come out. So just wanted to give you a little in the mind of how we do. This is kind of what we do with MLB, with NFL, with PGA. PGA is a little bit different. PGA and MMA are a little bit different, but just kind of how we go about our day. So if you have any questions, get those down below. Again, leave a comment. Let's get this video to 50 likes, because if we do, we're going to give away at least give away a month or a weekly pass to DFS content. 100 likes, we're going to give away a month pass. I want to give away month passes. We were giving away monthly passes at an alarming rate on our MLB videos. Now, again, I don't know if a lot of people just don't play NBA, but we're very excited. I can't wait for MLB once that comes back in a couple of months. So we will be back with MLB, but for now, we've got NFL. We've got NBA videos. I don't do golf videos because we're getting towards the end. I don't do MMA videos because I would absolutely butcher their names. So that being said, hopefully you had a great Thursday. Hopefully this is going to be a great Friday. Let's make some money. Let's bring home some bacon. Peace.